What is the story, everybody? This is Jonathan from Team ChainBlock coming at you with yet another deck profile. But as always, before we get into it, hopefully on our way to 1k subscribers before 2025, please check out the links in our descriptions and like, comment and subscribe. Use discount code ChainBlock5 for all your purchases over at Kong's Cards. Link down below. You can get some nifty cards from crossover breakers, including Malice and YuGiOh cards. We have entered the crossover breaker format, so yeah, save yourself some money at checkout, pick up them cards. And yes, with the new format came an emergency of sorts Banlist. I'm interested to know what everyone feels about it. I myself have mixed feelings. It kind of eliminated a lot of rogue options, but what I'm happy to show you today is one of my favorite decks of all times. Sacred Beast got a big boost when opening of the Spirit Gates came back to 3. Shout out all you UnderWorld players, this is our card, not yours. You took it away, but now it's back to stay, hopefully. So yeah, let's dive straight on into it and go into some Sacred Beast action. So first off, we have 2 Haman. So he is generically probably the best Sacred Beast in terms of effects. So when you destroy an opponent's monster and send it to the graveyard, it does burn for an additional 1k, which is good. That can also win you a sneaky game. Also, when it's in defense mode, it does force your opponent to attack it. You can do a weird kind of dupe frog situation lock. If you have 2 of them on the field, your opponent just can't attack. Nextly, we are playing 1 Raviel, Lord of Phantasms. Again, probably we're going down in terms of good, appropriate, usable effects. So the second one is Raviel. So when your opponent summons a monster, this will summon a fiend with 1k attack and defense. Also, you contribute a monster on your field, and then this card will gain that attack, potentially making it absolutely massive. If you tribute a Sacred Beast, this obviously goes to 8k. And then lastly, we have Raviel. Unfortunately, probably the worst of the Sacred Beasts. He is just a Night Beam, you know, good card, I quite like Night Beam, but that's all he is. 0 attack, 0 defense. He does gain attack based off some form of traps in the graveyard, but he is just here to go into certain fusion monster in the extra deck. Now, moving on, we have a card that has just been glued to UnderWorld players' decks for the last few months. 3 Dark Beckoning Beast. Amazing card. I knew when this card came out in the structure deck that would eventually find an archetype besides Sacred Beast to be abused in, but it's so good. It gives you an additional normal summon of a 0/0 fiend, but the main thing is, on summon, it will add you any card that mentions the Sacred Beasts, thus leading to Spirit Gates banning when it was abused by aforementioned UnderWorld players. A card which was mildly splashed into that deck was also Chaos Summoning Beast, but in this we're using it for its real purpose, which is to tribute it and then ignore summon conditions, summon one of the big 3 from your hand. Also, you can banish it from GY to get yourself one of the most busted archetype field spells ever in Fallen Paradise. Next, we have a new card which we haven't featured in a ChainBlock video, which is Phantasmal Summoning Beast. This came out in Photon Hypernova, I would think it was. Super good card, level 7 0/0 fiend again. If it was a level 8, you could do some funny Chaos Angel things. So what you do is you contribute this card and then special summon, or you add one of the big 3 from your deck to your hand, and then you can special summon from your hand a level 10 Thunder, a level 10 Fiend, or a level 10 Pyro that's attack equals its own defense, ignoring the summoning conditions. Now, there are some other funny targets that you can do to summon from your hand, like I think you can summon some of the Sphinxes or some weird stuff, but yeah, there's no other reason you'd just be summoning these cards. And then lastly, for the Sacred Beast monsters, we are playing 1 Dark Summoning Beast. So previously this was the only way to special summon the Sacred Beasts from your deck, ignoring their summon conditions, or just get them, and then it would also skip your battle phase. But we are now just playing it as a one-off, as we have an additional support. So you can, as I said, tribute this, special summon one of these. You can also banish it from your GY and then add one of these from your deck to your hand. Going on to the Sacred Beast spell and traps, we are playing 3 Opening of the Spirit Gates. It feels good to say that again. Super good spell, incredible. So this searches this, and then this searches this, and then if you open one of these additional starters in your hand, or just Sacred Beast cards, you're good to go with your combo. It adds any monster that mentions the Sacred Beasts, and it has a few nifty effects. So if you have a 0 attack and defense fiend in your GY, you can discard a card and then special summon it back. When you control one of the Sacred Beasts, you can add back a continuous spell from your GY to your hand. Really, really good. It lets you have good card economy, as if you have another one of these, you can just discard it, get this back, and then just add this back. Really, really good. And then, as I mentioned, you are playing one of the most broken field spells ever in Fallen Paradise. It is just Pot of Greed, and also your opponent cannot target any of the Sacred Beasts with Haman, Raviel, or Archetypes for that instance, with card effects, so that's just incredible. Also, if you control one of the Sacred Beasts, you just get to draw 2 cards. So it is targeted and destruction protection, and it's just an incredible, incredible card. And a field spell that in any other deck would be broken and banned. Next, another reason why we're playing Haman at 2, because it does have, each one of the Sacred Beasts got spell and trap support. Raviel got a monster support that boosts it to double in attack. But we are playing the 1 Cerulean Skyfire. It is searchable off Dark Beckoning Beast, and it is a spell and trap negate if by changing Haman to defense mode. Just fun to note, this is one of the few cards in the game that can negate Super Poly, as it does not activate and is an option to activate on resolution. Next, a card that you are adding off Phantasmal in Dimension Fusion of Destruction. So, it's an incredible card that we haven't played before. This is the searchable fusion spell, which lets you go into your armor tiles. So yeah, you can banish from your hand, field, or GY, which is just incredible, any one of these, and then special summon an armor tile from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So, also, if you control Uriah, Haman, or Raviel, your opponent just cannot activate effects in response to this card's activation. Incredible. And then lastly, in the Sacred Beast package, we are playing one Awakening of the Spirit Gates. I actually love this card. This is probably funny enough, my favourite card out of the whole archetype. The amount of times that I have won games just based on life point advantage is insane. So this card gains effects based on the number of different named Sacred Beasts you control. If you control 1, anytime your opponent summons, you're gaining that monster's attack as life points. I have gotten to like 60k life points in some games and just sat there. If you control 2, it turns into a one-sided skill drain. And then if you control 3, it turns into a macro Cosmo. Incredible. So that's it for the Sacred Beast cards. Let's go into some engines that we are splashing with it, and our hand traps, etc. Next, we are playing some cards that just make sense, as you do gain a lot of cards in this deck and have a lot of discard fodder potentially. We are playing the Horus package with 3 Umseti, 1 Happy, and 2 King Sarcophagus. Only the 2 King Sarcophagus because you can obviously recycle continuous spells off your opening of the Spirit Gates. Also, these do have destruction protection, which is, you know, more prevalent. These do, and the Sacred Beasts do. I feel like that's important with what's in the meta at the moment. So yeah, we are playing the Horus package. Moving on, we are playing 2 cards which were heavily featured in UBEL, but we do get to run, as we are playing Dark Beckoning Beast in Unchained, Soulless Shavara, and the Chamber. So I think we all know this UBEL combo. You can just go into Yama to grab either one of these or whatever, and then you just eventually end on the quick effect fusion to suck up your opponent's monster into a Dark Link monster. And we have multiple targets to destroy off this in terms of setting face down cards, but you know, it's just good advantage. It gets you a free Link monster. It's really, really good. Next, in 3 funny options that I decided to play. With the ban list, obviously, we got Thunder Dragon Colossus to 3. Not so much of a big deal given like 3-1, it's kind of all the same. But we are playing 3 Nemesis Corridor. As true combo, we can banish at least 2 cards. So just getting Recursion and then a free body and then a free Floodgate in Colossus is just a-okay in my opinion. And it is obviously leads you to Droll on legs. And then we go into our hand traps. This is kind of geared to the format. We'll see how it unfolds. But I do think Lancia going into a banish format is a good choice, as it obviously stops your opponent from banishing. This also does have bonus synergy with Shavara, as you can set this, pop it with Shavara, special summon Shavara, and then special summon this. You can also go into a Chaos Angel and get its full conditions, because this is a level 5 light and this is a level 5 dark. Very easy to summon. Lastly, or not lastly, nextly, we are playing 3 Ash Blossom. Ash is Ash. Ash will probably be good in pretty much every format. So yeah, again, we'll see how the format unfolds, but these are just kind of the options that I'm going with. And then, as the last format, I'm guessing that monster negation will be key. So yeah, 3 Vader as well as 3 infinite impermanence. So that's it for our hand traps. Let's go into the last 3 cards in our deck, which are some power spells and traps. We are playing 1 Call by the Grave, as it is a ChainBlock deck. 1 Angel Statue Azura, spoiler for the extra deck. It's just a really good card. Stops the summon, just something great to add to your end board. And then 1 Skill Drain. We are playing potentially a searchable Skill Drain, so why not play the next one with the Horus and the Sacred Beast and just big monsters swing for attack. So that is it for the main deck. Let's go into the extra deck. I have an honorable mention for the extra deck, and it's kind of a side deck option as well for this deck. We are kind of tight in space in the extra deck because I wanted to run a few funny things. So siding in Rail Cannon Gustav Max for time is a super viable option. So yeah, in the standard combo, you will go through an Amirage to get your Dark Beckoning Beast into the GY, to then allow you to discard the card to special summon him back with opening of the Spirit Gates. As I said earlier, through the old Unchained combo, we can go into Soul of Rage and then done that, and then sup an opponent's monster after we go through Yama, and then go into an SP Little Knight. Nextly, I also said we are playing 1 of the Rabbit. Again, just something good to add to your end board, a pop and a negate of a monster summon. We are also playing Nightmare Unicorn. I try to add in loads of different type of removal to this deck. I didn't want to just focus on destruction and banishing removal, as going into the format that doesn't seem amazing, but again, we'll see how it unfolds. And then again, some more removal. We are playing 1 Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. You can like clog your board up something fierce with this deck and just spit out a load of bodies. So getting rid of an opponent's monster and a pretty annoying monster to deal with is just great. And then our 1 Synchro, even though we're not playing any tuners, is Chaos Angel. You can go into this with your Lancia and your Dark Summoning Beast, and then to get just 1 of the effects, you can go in with Imsei and your Dark Beckoning Beast. As I said earlier, we are playing Thunder Dragon Colossus. Really annoying card for some decks to deal with, and Droll does hurt a lot of decks. So yeah, 1 Thunder Dragon Colossus. And then the OTK machines, 1 Armatile, which goes to 10k attack on your opponent's turn, and how you'll be getting that out is with 1 Armatile, the Chaos Phantom, Phantom of Fury. So this is a really, really funny card. If your opponent doesn't know what this does, they're just going to have a bad time. So this essentially banishes all cards on the field, and when this leaves the field, it will then summon this, ignoring its summoning conditions and allowing you to swing in for 10,000 attack. Really, really funny. Again, we are playing kind of UBL combos / cards, so taking a bit from that deck, we can make the Gym Buster and then have some monster negation. Destruction Protection seems to be something that if you can get it, you should be playing it, because I see the Ryziels destroying a lot of cards. So 1 ding, as we do play level 8 engine. And yeah, we are also playing 1 Varudras, because it is a level 10. We can easily make it off the Sacred Beasts, and with Phantasmal of the Sacred Beasts, our Sacred Beasts are now recyclable. And then lastly, 1 Superstar Slayer Typhon Sky Crisis. So guys, that is it for Sacred Beast. I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. Again, please like, comment and subscribe. I do have faith that we can get to 1k subscribers before the end of the year. And yeah, shout out to all you UBL players. Sacred Beast is back, and see ya.